Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. My name is Leanne F and this is my channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose. Today we are starting with some shims that I got at the hardware store for $1.78 each, and they come about 12 in each packet. I think it's such a great deal and so easily found. So we're just going to start removing the plastic cover, and we're going to make 2 stacks of 8 each. One, we are going to be painting in a beautiful Highline Blue milk paint by Rust-Oleum, and the other 8 we are going to be painting in the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. I do want to say that you can also sand these down very lightly before painting them. I decided not to, but some of them did have a couple splinters here and there. So just be very careful if you want to recreate something like this, or if you want to buy shims and craft with them. Just slightly sand them if you'd like. I am now going to take one of these round foam forms from the Dollar Tree. It's one that I had for another project. It never worked out. So I'm just going to start hot gluing the blue shims first. And I'm going to start hot gluing them, placing one and then placing another one directly across from it until the entire round is covered. And now I'm going to start placing the white ones directly in the center of each one. And then we're going to go all the way around until all the white ones are applied. Now we're going to take this Dollar Tree. It's like a wall decor. It was out this spring, and I'm going to use the butterfly portion of it. I think it's really beautiful, and I don't have to do anything to it. I'm going to take this floral foam from the Dollar Tree. It was a piece that I had left over, and I'm going to cut it in half. So it's about a 1/2 inch thick piece. And I'm going to hot glue it to the center of the piece, and then hot glue the butterfly right on top. I'm going to take some of these eucalyptus picks from Walmart, and I'm going to separate them into smaller picks, and I'm going to start hot gluing them and insert them in between the butterfly and the shims. That way we're going to have some greenery and just add a little bit different dimension and texture to this piece. And we're just about done. I did add a nautical rope to the back of it so that it can be hung, but I think this one turned out absolutely stunning. I love that it could be summer, but you can change up those flowers too and add any color or flowers you want. If you enjoy DIY home decor, this is the channel for you. I post every single week, so make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of the content. For the next DIY, I am going to take this leftover Amazon box, and I am going to tape the flaps on top together to create a taller box. Nothing fancy because it's going to be all covered up. I'm just using some masking tape from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to place about 4, maybe sometimes 6 pieces of tape in each corner, making sure they are very secure. Once I had it in place, I am going to take this leftover fabric that I've had for quite a while, and I was hoping it would fit, and it did. Now, you don't have to do this part because you really don't see the inside of the box, but I just wanted to cover it up. So I'm just going to try my very best to kind of line the inside of it and just hot glue it in place here and there until I have it secure. But I do want to make sure that it overlaps over the edges on every side. Friends, don't forget to check out my Amazon store. Anytime I mention that I get something on Amazon, chances are it is in my Amazon store, and it is always linked down below.
All right, so I have leftover shims and I thought it would be a great idea to place them on the sides of this box. Here's the key. We are going to place them one facing one way and the other one facing the other way. So alternating the thickness of it. You see how one side is thicker than the other. This is how shims are. So I'm going to alternate the thickness one and the other so that way I have a beautiful texture to the side of this box. The process was very easy. Now, it was a little bit more difficult in the corners because not one shim can fit completely. So I just overlapped the last shim and made sure that it overlapped past the edge just thick enough so that when I place the other shim on the other side, it connects very nicely. Now, this does not have to be completely secure. I'm not going to put anything extremely heavy in this box. It's going to be for storage or maybe even for decorative purposes. So this worked out perfectly. I'm going to continue to hot glue the shims all around, and this is the final result. I love it. I love the wood tone as is, but I did want to paint them white. So I'm going to start painting the upper edge, and I took a business card to insert in between the fabric and the wood shims so that I don't get any paint on the fabric. I should have painted the shims before I applied them. So if you're going to recreate this, it might be a good idea to paint them before you apply them. But nonetheless, it worked out. I'm just going to give one pretty heavy coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. And then we are done. What a great use to use these boxes. And I got really lucky that the height of the box was actually the size of the shim. I have it staged here with some yarn, but it can definitely be used for decorative purposes or even storage.
If you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you take a second and give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up really helps my channel grow and it helps this video reach more people.
For the next DIY, it's going to be a very simple one. I thrifted this board for 99 cents. I thought it was such a great deal. I actually found two, but we're going to be working with one of them right now. I am going to paint the edges and a little bit of the inside edges with Rust-Oleum chalk paint and the linen white, and I'm going to give it 2 coats, and then I'm going to, using my heat gun, speed up the drying process. In the meantime, I'm going to remind you that I do have an active Facebook and Instagram pages. Make sure you check them out. All those links are linked down below in the description box. I am now going to take this Dollar Tree wall tile. These are one of those peel and stick tiles. I have not worked with them, and my experience was actually a very positive one. It so happened that it fit perfectly inside except for the edges. The corners I had to trim a little. But boy, I mean, I am so lucky today. This never happens. Everything was fitting just perfect. Love, love, love the way this towel turned out. I trimmed the edges as I mentioned, and what an easy DIY. These towels are really cute. I'm really loving them, and I think I'm going to make a video just with these towels, so stay tuned. For the next DIY, I am going to start with this piece that I built several months ago. It's probably over a year now, and it never sold, and I am embarrassed to show you the back of it because yes, I should have done something about that back, and we will cover it up. All right, so I removed everything from it, and I'm going to freshen up that paint and give it one pretty heavy coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white and let it dry. We're going to flip it over. We're going to remove that sawtooth hooks, and we are going to cover it. Again, so embarrassed. I want to say it didn't sell because it looked like a hot mess. I don't know why I left it like this. So I'm just going to take this felt from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to double it up and hot glue it to the back and trim it, and making sure that it looks cleaner and way more professional. And we're going to take that same sawtooth hook that it had and place it in the back once again. Now you can still see a little bit of those boards in the back, but it's way cleaner, way more pretty, and it's not going to scratch up any walls. I have this wreath form from the Target dollar spot that I absolutely love. They're $3. I get them all the time. I'm going to pre-drill a hole and place one open eye hook right here in the center. That's where we can hang the wreath. Then I'm going to place one of these hooks that I get on Amazon, and I do have them on my Amazon store right on the bottom, where you can hang a leash, a coat, a purse, whatever you may want. I think it's beautiful, and I'm hoping it sells this time in my booth. So here's that piece that I had left over from the previous project. I'm going to make a couple of cuts using my miter saw and turn them into smaller pieces. And I'm going to take these 2 boards from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to drill a couple of holes, one in the center of each bottom piece. And then I'm going to drill another 2 holes, one in each of the boards directly in the center. And this time we're going to drill a hole all the way through. Then I'm going to take a screw that's going to go all the way across, and then we're going to screw it in to the bottom piece. We're just going to create some decor risers, maybe even some like candle holders, but securing it with the screws, it just makes life so much easier. Now I am going to repeat the process on the second one. These boards are actually pretty rough on the edges, so I'm just going to sand them down just a little bit before we get painting. I am going to paint them using Waverly chalk paint in the moss. It's a beautiful green tone. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I'm just going to give the entire pieces one full coat. Once they were dried, I am going to distress them. I haven't done a farmhouse style distress piece like this in a while. It felt really good. I'm going to distress it using my Palm electric sander. It's just quicker and heavier to distress, and I'm going to do it all over, including the bottom pieces. I'm going to seal everything using Rust-Oleum top coat. This is their matte top coat. And I'm just going to do one pretty heavy coat all over the bottom, the sides, and the top. And we're just about done. I think these turned out super adorable. I wanted to reuse that piece that I removed from the previous project. This was the perfect set, and I'm going to put them in my booth for sale, and I hope they sell quickly. You're going to have to let me know which one is your favorite. And also, what do you think about crafting with shims? This was my very first time doing it. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know, would you like to try working and crafting with some shims? I found it to be very useful. I love the way they turned out, but let me know which one is your favorite. If you are visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, welcome back. I have another video here and a playlist with tons of inspiration for you. Check it out. I'll see you later, and have a blessed day. Bye.